okay? Something about that comes into play. For some of you, and remember this is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising, you guys. If these messages don't make sense, then always watch your Moon and Rising anyway. I have a favorite reader on YouTube. I'm reading these cards straight up. And I listened to the video for my sun sign for October, and it really didn't resonate at all. And I was so surprised. I mean, that happens every so often. Because, like Gemini, not every Gemini is born on the same day, the same minute, same month. Some of you guys are, end of May, and some of you are June. So, just remember that, okay? And also, one more thing. We have a new moon on October 19th. This is in the sign of Libra. This is all about relationships, whether it's business, whether it's romantic. It's about creative thinking in your relationships. Collaboration, big time, you guys, okay? And then also Jupiter moved from the first house in Libra to Scorpio for a year. And this Scorpio represents mysticism and unseen forces and the secrets of life. So that's all going to be coming about in this next year. It's going to be an interesting year. I truly feel so. Let's go on to your reading. Okay, so Gemini, I love these first two cards for you guys. The Ace of Cups, of course, is one of my favorite. This represents happy heart, love, love brimming over, peace and joy, divine blessings. This can be in the romantic part. This can be a love relationship. It can mean that you're just bounding with joy about something that you're doing that's just making your heart happy. I mean, just joyfulness. And speaking of heart, I keep going back to the physicality, you guys. Do all the right things. Exercise, but don't over-exercise. I keep getting your health. So not bad. It's more like maintaining is what I'm getting around Gemini. Smoking too much if you smoke. You can't tell anyone to quit smoking or drinking, but I'm getting smoking more than drinking. But anyway, well, this is about love. Your cup runneth over. It's very watery. It also can represent a Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer, sun, moon, or rising. That there's new beginnings with a person that's one of these three signs. This is very emotional, happy, joyous, or this could be one of your rising or moon signs. So put in the comments below. Next to this, we have the King of Wands. And the King of Wands is facing this cup. Feel like, and I'll ask my my pendulum, but I'm really feeling like this King of Wands with the fire and the water, there's a real balance to all of this. This represents the king as a master of his creativity and his passion of life, his work in life. He could be a great producer, TV writer, what do I want to say, playwright. He's very creative in his business thinking. And the kings don't have to be he's. They oftentimes are, but remember, these cards are not that gender specific. This can be a woman. But they've not like the queen who channels that type of thing. The king has mastered this. Here's the lion. So he's passionate about his work. So there's some nice work and love flow going on for you this second part of October, which is really a breath of fresh air because the last two signs I've done, November was the better. I shouldn't say better. Nothing's better. Life is not perfect. And when I turn over these two cards, I looked at them and anyway, life is not perfect. We need those challenges in life to help us grow. Yada, 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 yada. We hear this all the time, but it is a truism. Okay. So when I turned over these cards, and it was apropos for the moment of you guys, the Devil card, which to me, of course, means transition. Okay. This does not mean you know, there's some odd spirit in your house. And I mean, if any of you feel like you do, then, you know, get a clearing. But I'm not first and foremost getting that. And again, I don't even want to get into that sort of thing because it's just, you know, the spiritual side of life to me is a very loving side of life. All right. This card normally indicates feeling bound, some bondage within a job. Say you're in a job and it pays, but you just don't like it. You know, it's paying the bills, but it's like you're bound to it. You know, it's interesting too. This card represents addictions, smoking too much, drinking too much, shopping too much. And I was talking about your health earlier and some of those types of things. So I think this could be sort of a theme for some of you Geminis. And again, Gemini Sun, Moon, or Rising. My Gemini is Moon, so I'm paying attention. Or not. You know, and if you're not in any of that, then it could be a relationship easily. If you feel like the relationship, because it comes under this love, this peace, this beautiful love of Ace of Cups, and then it's like, boom, here comes this card of feeling bound. So there may have been you may have met someone, or you're feeling good about someone in a relationship, and then you're thinking, maybe this is not exactly what I think it is. Maybe I still need my freedom. Okay? And then under the King of Wands comes the Five of Wands, and this card normally represents competition. It can mean joustful teasing each other, playfulness. It can mean that. It doesn't always have to be. It's not a bad card. It just means that there's different ideas, different opinions, different differences, like, and that can be joyful. It can be playful. So it's interesting that this comes around. I'm looking at how this flows. There's something that in your life that even if you don't talk about it, makes you want to stop in your tracks. It's something that you feel, again, and I'm not trying to make you feel this way, but something possibly you feel guilty about. If it is, you know, an addiction, maybe it's too many sleeping pills or alcohol, again, like I said, and it just feels like a guilty pleasure. So, you know, maybe it's not so bad for some of you. Maybe it's just taking a look at it and saying, well, I maybe do this too much. You know, you're right, universe. Maybe I do this too much, because this is a major arcana card. It's from the universe. Maybe I overextend myself in some ways. Maybe I'm a workaholic, you know. Maybe I'm not paying attention to the balance of life. So it feels like a caution card. And this card coming under this King of Wands, a lot of passion for you guys. Wow, lots of passion for Gemini. Let's see what the transition card is about. Like, you know, your own ideas are important to you. What interesting, the transition card from one month to the other is the Fool card. And the Fool is all about being carefree and happy and taking chances and standing on the edge of the cliff and saying, I don't care. I'm going to take that chance and be open and experience the newness of life. Kind of like a child. You know, children don't anticipate every single move they make when they're playing, because they're just being themselves. They don't have it in them yet that, oh wait, I'm not supposed to do that because of someone told me not to do that, or, you know, just they don't have that analytical. They're just being open. See how he's open. His hands are open, and it makes his heart open to life. So this is a childish understanding, a childlike understanding that brings about wonderment of maybe some area of my life needs to be changed, because you're a very passionate person and you have ideas that you want to stand out. Let's take a look at this card here. Well, the Lover's card comes up. Okay, Very, very interesting. Look at, and I often talk about this when one of these cards comes up. I'll say, like, remember how the Lover's card looks? Well, the Devil card is like the devil with these two naked people, and the Lovers is like this angel above the two naked people. So, this could be a relationship that's obsessive. Maybe it's an obsessive relationship, and you're like, bam, you're together, and it's bliss and harmony and joy, and there's like fighting after that. So the Lover's card comes out saying, just balance. Look how similar this is. If these two have chains and these two have love, and they're both naked. They're all naked. Okay. All right, my friends, let me look into my crystal. Interesting reading. I'll add up the numbers in a minute, but I just think that's so fascinating. Okay, so let's see what the crystal that was rolling around so much wanted to say. Okay, this is for mid-October through mid-November. Any of you guys that are afraid of insects, particularly spiders, and maybe, there's a lot of insects around you. Normally in the wintertime, the insects go away, but I'm just feeling like, you get the creeps. Hold on. It just feels, maybe if you go on a camping trip and you're in a cabin, you just kind of get the creeps when you see a spider. A lot of people do. I'd be interested to know too, if any of you all want to Google what spider meaning means. Interesting, because every insect, every animal has a totem meaning. All right. Well, I'm getting groups of activity, and I wanted to say groups of love, so I'm going to go ahead and go with that. There's a connection between you and others, both on a several ways. Communicatively, as you Geminis are. I do feel like you bounce ideas off of other people. You're very good at that. And also, ethereally, if any of you all are astrologer or stargazers, this might be, especially in November, an interesting time to do so. I know the Pleiades, I believe, interesting, I believe are able to be seen, the Pleiades star system, the seven sisters, as you will, in November through March. Okay. Here I go again. I'm seeing people working out. They have on shorts, but it's just showing me that they are working out with either a group of people. They have their hands in the air. It's like they're doing cardiovascular. There's something about your health, Gemini. The universe wants you to pay attention to it and get that bodily fluids, get that, your heart, everything moving, not sitting too much. Okay. Let's see what else. That's interesting. How do I describe that? Old structures, not quite pyramids, but any of you all that are interested in architecture, in historical homes, that comes up for some of you. And then the people working out again. So you all please leave any comments below if any of these messages, whether they're from the cards or from the crystal, align with you. Okay, lots of it's a blue-green. Teal to me represents peace. And, well, this really wants to roll. And this dove would represent that. So, balance of peace and harmony in your life. Okay, let's add up the cards. So we have 1, 2, 0. So 1, 2. 15 is 17 and 5. 17 and 5 is 22. And 22 is a master number in numerology. 22 life paths, if your life path is 22, that's your birthday added up, or if you're born on the 22nd, you are so good at connecting other people. Man, you are a major player. You know how to connect others. You're a master builder. You know how to make things happen. And it's because you have this tendency to be peaceful and diplomatic with others. And you'll say, hey, come on, what if we combine this and this together, and we could all go on the same trip, and you just start planning out things. So anyway, that's what the 2 represents, is master building. The 22 in the major arcana, dun, 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 is the last card, which is the World card. Don't you love it? No, I'm sorry. I apologize. There is no 22. 21 is the World card. So there is no 22. So we'll do, I keep wanting to do 2 10s, but we can't. We'll do 4. And 4 came up in the last reading as the major arcana card. 4 is the Emperor. The Emperor is the archetypal father, judge, priest, a boss, a leader. He also represents the sign of Capricorn. So if you all have any Capricorns, which would be end of December through January 23rd, something like that, birthdays, then leave some comments below, all right? Because this person can be in spirit as an archetypal father, if your father has passed over, or someone who might be like a guide to you, a spirit guide who gives you support, guidance, creativity, information.